Hello everyone, Argsy here. Welcome back to Medicine Creek. We're just departing the dealership. We've had to come down and buy a new piece of equipment, which is both good and bad. Good in the sense we now have a rock picker, so we are able to clean all those rocks or pick all those rocks up out of the fields. Bad in the fact that we couldn't really afford it, and we have had to take a loan out for more than one reason. One was to buy this. It was about a $13,000 investment, but we've also had to pay for all our soybean and corn seed, which should be delivered later today. So we have a $35,000 loan already in from the bank. But obviously the good news is Permanence Modding has released his rock picker here. It is available on Mod Network, and I'm excited to give this a try and see how it goes with the rock picking. Now, when I saw it on the back of the pickup, I thought, oh gosh, this is going to hang out the centre of the road, forgetting of course that I'm not driving in New Zealand, I am driving in America, so we are on this right side of the road. Just have to be mindful of the potholes and signs that are on the verge. But we'll get this back down to the yard, and I think we're going to run this behind the 7800. I'm going to have to take the jewels off it, so we will get in and give that a little bit of a tweak to work with this rock picker. Now, just a couple of other things. Thank you all very much for your support. Obviously been a very popular start to the series, so have appreciated each and every comment, like, view on the 2 videos we've had so far, so thank you to you all. And also a big thanks to Junt, who reached out to me, realised I was having a few issues with frame rates, and made a few suggestions on how to optimise the map a little bit better. One of them was clip distance with the trees, which I've reduced, so I think previously we would have been able to see a whole lot more trees across that field than we can at the moment, which has helped with that. I've also gone through, spent a bit of time just thinning some of the trees out around the areas we're playing. It doesn't make a noticeable difference to what we can see or what we can't see, but it should help a little bit with performance. So I'll be interested to see once we get out into the fields if that has had an effect or not. But we'll just get that dropped off there. We're not going to jump straight into the rock picking just yet. We are going to go and get our tillage started on field 35 from memory, the least field on the other side of the map, and go and make a start on that. And then we will come back and get that tractor sorted out, get the rock picker sorted out, and we should be expecting a delivery from the co-op. So let's jump into, I think we will run the 8RT over. I think it's got the slightly bigger cultivator there on it than the Mark II. So we'll take this over and get this going on some tillage. So we're just arriving down here at field 35. We're going to get pulled into the field. I am going to use Courseplay again for this field, and we'll grab some shots while they're doing that. Once again, I'm going to comment on it, but I love the destruction on the corn stalks. It's a very cool little feature. But we'll just get turned around and head over here to pick our point where we want to start our course from. We will do the up and down rows first, we'll do skip rows, and obviously finish off with the headlands. So just before we start, while we've got the cultivator there unfolded, I do want to clear our work area. You see the 36.3 acres down the bottom there, that is from field 22 from the last episode. Now I believe right control and O should clear that, so that has reset that counter. So we'll now be able to get a count on how many acres this field is. Obviously things are working out where I thought we had a lot more acres than we do, purely because if we look at the map here, a field such as this counts all of this area in here. This area is all counted in the field area. However, obviously it has a lot of trees on it. Likewise, field 10 has a big section of this river and trees down the side. And then if we look at the fields over here, you know, we're counting everything in these boundaries. There's trees, there's a grassed area. So our actual productive area is a lot lower than I thought it was. So we're going to have to do everything we can to maximize our yields to try and get close to our targets. And obviously I am getting a little bit concerned where I thought I'd set things up that we might be in a reasonable position to hit it, that we might not be quite as close as I thought we would. But we'll just have to wait and find out once we get everything completed. So we're just going to create our course there. Obviously we've still got the one loaded from last time. But we'll double click into field 35. We've got skip rows. Everything else should be exactly as we want it. I might up that to 3 headland passes. I just think that's a better amount. And our width's auto. So let's see what course comes up with. Right, there we go. Nicely tilling across the rows on a slight angle, so we're not just following the rows, which will help to minimize or reduce the amount of compaction we have. We won't be following the same wheel tracks of the harvesters or planters from last season, so that is good. I did have to change the ending location and starting direction up there. I had those set incorrectly the first time, but I think we'll jump in and get going on that. So we've got first waypoint selected. If we just hit drive course, the driver should drive off and find the starting point. I can't recall now whether it was on this side of the field or the other. Looks like it is down here in the bottom right corner. So they'll head over there and start their work. And there we go, we are underway now with the cultivator lowered and starting our work. Now, one other setting someone mentioned in the comments, sorry I can't remember who it was to check that I had raise and lower set to late and early. Obviously you want to raise it late and lower it early, just to avoid a few spots where we had rows not quite finishing, on headlands not picking up those pieces that we had to go back and tidy up. So just here under advanced settings, and I've got raise implements early, which we want that on late, and lower implements early. So that is that setting there. So thank you very much to whoever it was that pointed that out. Sorry I don't have your name in front of me at the moment. So this looks like it is all set up and going to run very well. So we're just going to ride along for a little bit and capture a few shots, put together a little bit of a montage before we head back and get the seed unloaded, which should have arrived by the time we are back, and make a start on some rock picking in the fields on the other side. So we've left the worker going with the cultivation. They were doing a fantastic job, and thought I'd come back to the yard. The co-op are on the way to deliver our seed, so we need to get our telehandler out. In fact, we can probably go in through this entrance and go and get that ready. Probably need to make some space to put the seed actually. It's probably best off in this shed. Or actually there's nothing in here, so we'd have to pull a seeder out though, which might be a little bit annoying. So I think we'll shuffle around a few things. Maybe move the 8RX out of the way and put the seed in there. And then the next thing we need to do is get the 7800 here out and get those jewels taken off it, get those saddle tanks taken off, and get that ready to put on the back of the rock picker. So we can head out and do that once we've got our seed all unloaded. So I'm going to jump on the tractors and get that sorted out. So at the 7800 here, we're just going to drop these saddle tanks off just here. They'll be in a good spot to get hooked back up to again. And then we need to go and get the pickup out. It has the service deck on the back of that. So perhaps we just park over here in the shade, out of the way for when the truck arrives, and we can go and get these jewels taken off, and then we'll be all ready to go rock picking. Oh, I think I hear the truck. There it is, coming in hot with our seed. I hope it is well strapped down. So we'll go and get them unloaded. Just getting the curtains opened on the side there, and we've got, I think there should be 6 boxes of seed for the soybeans. I think that is the Stein seed there, and then can't quite see, oh you can just about make it up in there. These are the corn seeds in here. So we'll go through, get these all unloaded. We should be able to unload them all from one side with the telehandler, and we'll get them put away. Now I think, just looking at our planting schedule, I think we might be planting our corn first, depending what the temperatures do, but certainly we can plant our corn according to seasons at a slightly cooler temperature. So we'll just have to see what day 3 of spring, which will be the first day of mid-spring, will bring us. We just jump in here into the telehandler and let's see how my unloading skills go. We'll start up here near the front and get this in here, hopefully lift up enough, concentrate on getting this all in the right spot. Not quite low enough. Well, there we go, it is on, not on as far as I would like, but on all the same. So we'll get this put in here and go ahead and get all the rest unloaded. Last box, and why not try and unload it from an in-cab view with having to extend the arm just a little bit. I do find though that sometimes this view makes it a little bit easier to judge height. And there we go, I think we might have got that first go. Looking alright so far. I'll just pull that arm back in so we don't have all the weight out too far. Not bad, even if I do say so myself. We'll go and get it unloaded, see if this bale will slide off or whether we're going to have issues with it getting stuck as we have before. Let's have a look. Again, depth perception is always a little bit tricky there, but I don't think we're too far off. It looks like it might get stuck on the pallets though. That's a bit unfortunate. It is just unfortunately the physics, and let's all cross our fingers that 22 thumb simulated at 22 will not be as bad as this. There we go, we've got it effectively unhooked. Alright, so I think we'll just leave that there for now. We don't need this for anything else. So we'll jump out and send the co-op driver on his way. We'll go and get the pickup and carry on with sorting out the tractor, ready to go and do some rock picking. We've got the pickup out and pulled up here next to the tractor and our handy little service laptop. Now if we just press the button there, we can go in and customize. Now we've got these RC30DWWI wheels on. We've obviously got the dual option, and I think if we go back a couple, we've got the S option there, which is the singles. So that would be the best reflection of us removing the jewels off the tractor. we'll customize that and get that laptop put away. And there you go, we can see we have the stubs there to bolt the jewels back onto, but we don't have those hooked up. So we'll go and get this connected up to the rock picker. And I think we'll head straight over to the field over the road, fields 22, 26, 23, and have a go at some rock picking. There we are, we're all hooked up and heading out the road. We'll just make sure we get our hazards turned on there. Of course, we want to make sure we're nice and visible. We just check both ways, check a couple of times, and we can turn out here and head down. So we're just going to go straight into this field here on the left. Get that one done first. Test out how this all works. Those flashes look a bit stupid really without the jewels on there, but they do serve a purpose. Obviously, we could fold them back in. And just be mindful of the fact that we have those stub axles sticking out quite a way either side. We'll get turned into the field just in front of that car. And we'll go and find some rocks to start picking. Those flashes turned off. Now I have had a little bit of a play around with this. I'm not going into this completely cold, so I'd like to think I know what I'm going to do. I've found in my practice it is best if you're on a sloped field to try and attack it uphill. And getting as close as possible to the drawbar seemed to be the sweet spot for me in terms of picking up the rock. So we'll get swung around here, drive up next to this one. Now we do need to lower that front cage down. Now if you lower it too far it does start lifting the wheel off. So if we just get it into a sort of sweet spot there, still a little bit low, let's just slowly edge up to this rock. Hopefully we can get it on there, and there we go. Raise it up, tip it in. And now that rock is sitting in there loose. I can turn on the Rocky Fields lock and that rock will not go anywhere now. So that was a good start. We'll head over here and see if we can do it with the next one. Same deal, get that lowered down, not too far that it lifts it up, but low enough that it's going to get most of the way underneath the rock. It looks like we might push this one along a little bit. Oh, almost had it. Let's just carefully go in there again. Still not quite. So again, the shape of the rock seems to have a little bit of a bearing on it too. I think that might have it. No, it's going to fall off the front. Just to show that that first one was a bit of a fluke. This one's not going to be quite as friendly. Oh, and then we've caught it with the front tyre. That's okay, we're going to line up nicely for the next one as well. Oh gee, there we go. We just had to lower it down just a touch more. There we go, we've got that third one up there now. A little bit of trial and error and we got there. Now if you are struggling to get the rocks picked up, you can turn the auto load function on, which I hope I have done. Right shift and L. Well, I'll just see, there we go. That's automatically loaded it into there and picked it up for you. So you still have to put it into the hopper, you can still tip it in, but it just saves all of that messing around with trying to get the rocks and their different physics and things like that onto the front teeth. And then once you have a pile or a full load of rocks that you want to get rid of, we'll just take it over here next to one of our the placeable rock piles that come with Rocky Fields. And I think if we just drive up here, we can hit the tip option, and with those unlocked, they are all gone now. None left in there. Again, just put that back down, and we'll go and carry on. So I do like the concept behind this and the way it's been implemented. Obviously working it within the bounds of farm sim physics and what can and can't be done within farm sim, and also within the way the Rocky Fields mod has been scripted. So perfect addition, I think. Much better than driving around with a front loader or just a trailer, even with an auto load option on it. I don't even mind having the auto load like that and still having to do the tipping, because in essence you are picking up each an individual rock. So let's carry on. We've got a fair few fields to cover. We'll go and get them all done, and we'll catch up with you again very soon. The tillage tractor must be going very well. I haven't had any reports of any issues, so we'll just leave them running and go over and check on their progress in a little while. I'm here in field 22, just carrying on with collecting these rocks. We've done fields 23 and 6. Oh, just had that one roll out the front. I must say, it's pretty hard on the eyes trying to spot all these rocks. I feel like they're out on stalks at the moment. But this rock picker, particularly with the auto load ability like that, is doing a fantastic job, and it is actually quite enjoyable. So once we've done though, I'm going to be pleased to be able to get ready to start planting. There's obviously a whole lot of variables in rocky fields you can adjust. You can adjust the spawn rate of the rocks and all sorts of different things. So if you found that after the first time you used it there was too many rocks, you can jump into the mod and wind down the amount of rocks that spawn. But like I said, I'm just going to carry on going with this. I think we might take a little bit of a break afterwards. We'll go over and see how the 8RT is going with field 35, how much more is to be done on there, and we also need to get down to the co-op. We need to get some liquid fertilizer as the last piece of the puzzle before we want to start planting, which will hopefully be in the next episode. So I think we've managed to pick up all the rocks out of this field now, which is good to see. So we've got another pile here. We will just get backed up into here, and just like we've done elsewhere, get them dumped out. There we are. Turn that dumper on, and if we unlock them when they're up, they'll all disappear. So that's a good result. Right, we'll head back up towards the road. We might leave the tractor just here, because we are going to be heading down to field 10 and field 35 to do the same thing down there as well. But I think we will just hop on over and go and see how the 8RT is going. So just picking up the tractor here as they are on their last headland pass, which is a good time to be joining them. It looks like there's a few rocks out in the field out here too, so we will definitely have to come over and pick these up. Now I might just drive the rest of this myself. We'll take it off course play when we get up here to the corner. I do want to pick up that little piece in the corner there which hasn't quite been cultivated as I would like, and then we'll finish off going around the headlands. But we're up to 57 acres. Now this field on the map was listed as a 71 acre field, so there's quite a bit of land here in these last bits of the headland pass, so hopefully we will get over 60 acres in this field, and that will give us a good count on exactly how much land we've got to farm and which crops are going and where. I'll jump in here and take over and get this last little piece finished off. Just get the last piece of this field finished as we go around the corner, and we will be all done. We've ended up with just over 61.5 acres. There we go. That is a good spot to lift that up, and we will start folding things up here. So, big rock, lots of big rocks. So that's obviously done a mountain of work. It is looking nice and dirty, as is the cultivator there on the back. So like I said, 61.5 acres, which by my maths gives us just over 210 acres of arable land. About 10% less or 15% less than I'd estimated. So hopefully I've underestimated our yields by an equivalent amount, and things will work out in the end. But that was all part of this challenge, is to see what we can do and how we can do it. So I'm going to get this piece of equipment back to the yard. We'll probably give it a bit of a clean off, seeing we are now finished until fall if we do any tillage in fall, that is. And then I might grab the pickup, and we need to run down to one of the co-ops and pick up some fertilizer. So back over here at the yard, we'll head straight over to the power washer and give this a good clean off. Gonna need a bit of some maintenance as well. Obviously this plough has, or cultivator has done quite a lot of work and took quite a few bumps from rocks, which beat it up a little bit, and particularly with the headland passes, it would pick up the rocks as it was going around on the first headland pass, and wasn't always the best at spitting those out the back. Dragged them along and caused some damage, which was unfortunate, but we are all done with our tillage now anyhow, so we don't have to worry about that. We'll give the tractor a good clean off as well, make sure it is all ready to go for its next job. Now I'm not sure what its next job is going to be. Possibly towing a grain cart come harvest time. There we go. They all look good. So we'll put that away and go and get this parked up. There we go. We can drop that off there and go and find some space in one of the sheds to park this up for now. Need to make sure we're not going to put it in an inconvenient spot, which is probably a bit hard to do at the moment because it's going to be in front of a planter or in front of the tractor we want to plant with. So we'll just nose in, or back it in here and park it up in front of the 8RX. Alright, that's looking like a nice spot for it. So we'll go and hop in the pickup and go hook up to the spray trailer or fertilizer trailer we have around the side. The smaller one, obviously not the semi trailer, and we'll head to one of the co-ops. We're obviously going to have to extend our overdraft a little bit further with the bank to be able to afford this, and I'm not sure if I'll fill it up. Previous experiences with this trailer are full when hooked up to a pickup. Let's just say did not end well, so we will make sure we don't make that same mistake again. Just arriving up here at the Galt Co-op at the top of the map, and we should be able to find a liquid fertilizer bin. I'm not sure if this is the liquid fertilizer or the herbicide just here on our right. It actually looks more like a diesel tank to me. In fact, let's go and have a look over the back here. I can see some resupply silos. I'm spotting a Roundup. We've got dry fertilizer, lime, seeds. Maybe these ones here. Let's go and have a look and see if we can get some liquid fertilizer out of these ones. There we go, filling up. Fortunately it was the right one, it was a good guess. Once we'd started filling up, and there was no stopping it. So I'm not sure how much we will need for our planters, but I think I might limit it to about 50% full, just to be sure that we're not going to run into any problems with the pickup struggling to pull it back. Because I do know, like I said before, we've pulled some pretty good wheelies in a few pickups with this trailer and too much fertilizer in it, so we'll keep that in mind. Alright, there we go. Actually, that's pretty affordable. 2,500 gallons, $3,851. So I think that's a better deal than we would have got if we went and purchased this through the shop and bought it in totes or anything like that. And just feeling the steering, I'm pleased we didn't put any more in it than we have, so it's feeling just a little bit light up front. So we'll drive very carefully to get back down to the yard and get this parked up and ready for planting, hopefully next time we are out. So we are back here at the yard again. We'll put this trailer in here, we'll back it in here where the seed is. Obviously don't want it to be sitting out in the sun or anything like that and getting too hot. So if we just park this back in here, in fact we can probably leave it hooked up to the pickup for now. We may need to be getting that out in the not too distant future. We'll obviously need to be getting out the seed tender trailer as well, so we can get some of those boxes put on that. I am looking forward to giving this a go. Not a mod I have used before, but I have had to play around with it with these planters, and it looks like it will do a great job. Now, someone did point out to me in the last episode, this is only a 12 row planter. We've got 16 row coin heads, and obviously the larger 45-foot draper headers for the combines for soybeans. So not quite matching up there. I did look at changing it over to matching planters, but the 7800 just did not have the power to pull the larger one. So we're just going to stick with this. Maybe for this season we may look at upgrading to the larger model and perhaps using the 8RT to plant as well as the 8RX. But for this season we'll just stick with it and just have a mismatched row spacing to go with our headers. I'm sure we will be able to get by. But I think I will wrap things up there. We've done a lot of preparation this episode. We've got our seed, we've got our fertilizer, we've got the rocks picked up out of the fields, and we've finished our tillage. So we are in a pretty good spot to hopefully, temperatures permitting, make a start on some planting in the next day of seasons, day 3. We just bring up the seasons menu and take a look there. You can see we need 48 degrees for the corn in the window though, and 54 degrees for the soybeans. So I think we'll be getting our corn planted first, and if we just take a look here at the weather, Wednesday we are still not quite getting to those 48 degrees. It does get to that later on in the day. In fact, today's actually a hotter day than tomorrow when you look at that. So we'll just have to wait and see what the weather brings us tomorrow. We do have a lot of rain forecast here for later on in the season, so we certainly want to try and get our planting done before that rain comes through, and obviously get the benefits of some moisture on our crops and to help boost that germination. But I'm going to wrap things up there. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to getting into this pony. Probably my favourite tractor at the moment, and we've got a version with some nice 3D tracks on it there too. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.